All right, we got the stream yard. We on. We ought to be getting the YouTube alert shortly. But yeah, we about to jump into some various topics because the spirit seems like it's leading towards exhorting brothers, exhorting us in Syria because the 2/3 got their whole red ass out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
buddy.
But yeah, let's okay, we
We
got the
live. We
alerts.
live. Yeah, we live.
Come. All right. We want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahahak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akim teaching by the Mayan Wad Mop. That's in sincerity and truth. And the Lord allowed us another opportunity to get together and bring this word out. I got Gabar Yahweh from Hawaii. I got Monagun from DC. And I got Yagadal from Houston. You know, and
Shalom.
I'm Yatazak from the GMS Dallas branch. And yeah, we just as we continue to watch, as we stand upon our post, we continuing to see what the Elder Yashawama been saying for the past few years now. He said the closer we get to Yahweh, sending Yahweh Shai back to deliver the elect of the Israelites, you start to see the 2/3 of Israel bug out more and more and more. You know, you starting to see the doctrines change at a wicked amount. You see, nothing is nothing. It's like everybody want to start over from scratch
Yep.
just so they can bring up like they gonna be the ones to bring Israel home. Like Yahweh Shai ain't got nothing to do with it, you
Right.
know. But you starting to see guys get worse and worse as we get closer to deliverance. You know, y'all got something before we get
I
started?
got. I got it. I got something real quick. This is First Timothy chapter 1, verse. I'm sorry. First Timothy chapter 3, verse 6. Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into condemnation of the devil. And you got a lot of novices in this truth, right? Who coming up trying to lift themselves up, and not just a novice because they might have came in a year or two ago. You got guys that have been in this truth or supposedly been known about the truth, been a part of the body, but they still on a novice level. They haven't grown with the sincere milk there, right? So in the NLT it says an elder must not be a new believer because he might become proud, and the devil would cause him to fall. And that's what you got like with these dudes that wanted themselves. First it was Deacon, what is it, Deacon Hakkad. Now there's priest, high priest, whatever that nigga want to call himself today, right? You got, guys like that who trying to, like me and Elder Yatazak was talking before the lesson started. You got guys trying to reinvent the will versus being able to expand on the will. And I gave the quick analogy. In the beginning, when you had a horse and carriage, you had just a rim, right? It was just a rim, a wooden rim pulled by a horse. And if you wanted to stop the vehicle, you had to pull on a horse to make him stop and make a call out like, whoa, then the horse will kind of stop or break. But eventually that wheel had rubber on it because it helped stopping the rim from breaking. When the rim would hit something hard, it would break in some cases. So they had the rubber to help get over that. And then eventually it expanded into a regular tire with the wheel, the anti-lock system, the air brake system, the rotor, all of that evolved, right? It didn't change the wheel. The wheel didn't get reinvented. It just expanded on the invention. And likewise in its truth, like Elder Apostle Tahar teaches us, we know more than the ancient prophets knew. All they could do was write it down. They, even when it was expounded onto them by the angels, they still had a hard time understanding particular things. And now we hear, in the end, we're living in prophecy. We're watching it being fulfilled, and we're able to go back into the precepts, to the scriptures, and look at what prophecy is happening and expound on it to give you a better understanding of it. You understand what I'm saying? So you got like Genesis. These niggas, they call them, like the Elder Yatazak said, they call themselves Genesis, like they're going to start from the beginning and create this whole new thing. So now they're taking things away versus expanding on it. They're taking things out. Paul wasn't in the truth. Paul was an advocate for idolatry. John the Baptist fell out of the truth. Hebrews is not canon to the scriptures and all this other madness. Anything Paul said, these dudes wrestle with it. Like the scripture says, Paul's letters were weighty. And the fact that people that read it, they would wrestle with it because they didn't understand it. Well, now we have the full understanding, and now us having the full understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, you got these other groups that want to try to take away. Everybody don't have 100% truth. No camp has 100% truth. But wait a minute, that's not true at all, because the apostles and elders, starting with them, they do have the truth. They gave us the 100% truth. They never lied about anything. They never took away anything. In fact, they gave us more understanding on it. Can one of you? Oh, I got it right here, real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 15.
Yeah.
And it said, and I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. You got it, Elder Yagadah.
Oh, no. Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, you got it.
I would say, look, Salaki, when you get that word for pastors, when you break that word down, it goes into being friends of the Most High, right? You know how the Lord described Abraham as his friend,
God.
right? When you go into that word, those pastors after his own heart are the friends of the Lord. You see, and then when you fast forward to Yahushua said that the disciples were no longer disciples, but they was his friends. Yep. You see, you share your secrets with friends. That's what I'm saying. Everybody that don't know me don't know. Everybody that knows me don't know everything about me.
Right, because everybody's not a friend. Everybody's
exactly.
not a friend. Everybody that I know hasn't been tried on that level. And it's
right.
A friend is known in adversity, right? So you got to go through some shit, right? You got to experience some things with this man or men in order to be deemed friends, loyal. Your loyalty got to be tested. Your integrity got to be tested. These things happen. Your trustworthiness, all of this has to happen. Salakia, in
the Apocrypha, it tell you to prove a friend. You see, you got to figure out what he about before you can just put that friend tag on it. You know, you got it.
And right, we being, and that's what's happening with each and every last one of us brothers that are sincere in his truth, right? So, wisdom, she pulled all of us through rough ways to make sure that we could handle it and hold on to it. And we had to endure these things, and we continue to do so. Anyway, that word for pastor is ra'aya. Is that, am I pronouncing it right, Elder Monaga?
Rye.
Yeah, right? Which is, it says a pastor, a herdman, companion, company. And when you go scroll down, it says the pasture to tend to graze the feed, to tend the pasture, skipping down, it says to associate with, be a friend, meaning probable, a friend of, to be a friend of, meaning probable. It says to be a special friend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it's about.
Slaki, that's the same. It's actually Ra'ai, because you know in the Ten Commandments it says Raika, which thou shalt not covet, to which is thy neighbors. The word for neighbor is or you see a Ra, a I, and a Ka. So it's the same exact word. Yeah.
And that's why it's a primitive root of that word, particularly. So yeah. So like the scripture said, the Lord is gonna give us pastors. Let me go back to that precept. It said, and I will give you pastors according to my heart. And now you see everybody that's an Israelite, they're not pastors according to the Lord's heart. How we know that? Because they ain't telling you the 100% truth. The prophets of old never held anything back unless the Lord told them to. And that was a very rare case. The Lord never, he always said, give them my word from your mouth. And that was the importance of it. And which shall feed you with what? Knowledge and understanding. And that's what
what did Yahweh tell Peter 3 times? If you love me, feed my sheep. If you love me, feed my sheep. If you love me, feed my sheep. He said it 3 times to make sure that Peter understood that. You see? And when it comes to the gospel, just like Paul said in Acts 20 and 27, for I have not shunned to declare unto you the counsel of the Most High. You see? Through Yahweh, the things that are pleasing to the Heavenly Father have been made known to us. You see? I'm saying you got all these jakes out here that's hollering about fringes and chasing the bag and all these different things. And then when the Lord comes back, he's not gonna ask you how many dollars you made. No. He's gonna be trying to see how much fruit that you produced that remained. It ain't got nothing to do with money. I would say these niggas want to sell t-shirts. They want to do marriage counseling. They want to start up from scratch. John the Baptist ain't in the truth. Don't worship Yahweh Shai. That's what I'm saying. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, see, but that's the noviceness coming out of these guys, right? The most important thing in this truth, you just said it, is to feed the sheep. When you feed animals, you got to feed them the right feed. You can't give a sheep, corn husk, and they're supposed to be eating grass. You can't give them a pig feed and mix it in with what they eat. You ain't supposed to do that. It's gonna fuck their digestive system up. Even if they eat it or consume it, it's gonna make them sick. Versus if you give them what they're supposed to have, it's gonna make them grow. It's gonna keep them here longer. It's gonna get them, like you said, it's gonna get them properly nourished. Y'all got something, brother?
I had a precept. Isaiah 29 and 11. If you get there, brother, it says, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men delivered to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. Now, this reminds me of the Nicodemus. He came to Yahweh Shai and asked, how can a man be born again? And when you read further on, he said, you're supposed to be a master. You're a master in Israel. Like, how do you not know this thing? Let me go to John. If you go to John 3, it's John 3 and like verse 8 or something like that. Let me see, John 3, and he said,
well, you can start at
10. 10 is we can read the point.
You can start at 9.
Yeah, come.
This is St. John 3 and 9. Nicodemus answered and said unto him, how can these things be? Yahweh Shai answered and said unto him, art thou a master of Israel, and knowest not these things?
Right, so that's how we're looking at these other Israelite groups. They claim to be masters. All right, these guys that always want to be in the forefront, taking interviews, from the enemy, sitting down with the enemy, and you just butchering all of the doctrine. You're adding unto it, you're taking away from it. You're supposed to know these things, You got the sincere elect coming and asking questions, and you saying it's sealed, or this part of Acts isn't true, or Luke is not an Israelite, so we can't even deal with the book of Luke. Someone who just sowing major seeds of doubt. All right, major seeds of doubt. So when we go back to Isaiah 29 and 12, all right, it says, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. So at least the person who's not learned admits that, hey, I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Shows integrity.
Which is wiser. Yeah, it shows integrity, which is wiser versus somebody who's supposed to be a master teacher. You have a huge following, but you're saying the completely wrong things. All right. Or you throw it, and then when they have questions about us, because these Israelites are sincere with these other congregations, they ask, well, what about this? What Great Millstone is saying, or what about that? They quickly throw red herrings. They won't address what we talk about, and that's what we go into is the sincere milk of the word, so that the elect can grow thereby. We're about edifying on prophecies and the truth. That is it. See, Yahweh Shai gave us this truth. Apostle Ramla was saying this at the camp the other week in Baltimore. I was watching. He said the Lord gave us his truth in a special form. Yahweh Shai gave it to his men in a special form, a package. That's supposed to be this. We're supposed to deliver it the same thing, not open the package, put something new in it, color all over it. All right. It was just like that game Telephone when we played when we were younger. Who fucked up? Who said the wrong thing? Because the message didn't get to the last person correctly, right? And a lot of you Israelites out there, you claim to be master teachers, or you claim to be learned. You about to get kicked out of the game by way of fire, all right? Because when you go to John, I got one more, John 15. Yahweh Shai warns you that if you don't abide in him, that's exactly what you're gonna get. All right. This is John 15 and 9. It says, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing. Verse 6, if a man abide not in me, right, you're worshiping Yahweh Shai as idol worship. Commanding General Hana is the next person under Yahweh Shai. All right, that's not abiding in him. That's
Hey,
abiding in yourself.
Salakia Zaquan, I got a question.
Yep.
Where the fuck is General Yohana right now?
Yeah,
Right.
The scope is on his whole camp. This nigga still ain't showing.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry. Were you reading that? Were you reading that, Zaquan?
John 15:6. Because what's going on is we're seeing that the variable of Yahweh Shai and Rakah HaKodash, which they never had that, all right, that key ingredient. Yahweh Shai's preeminence is nowhere to be found in these other Israelites outside of Great Millstone and the affiliates that believe in the 100% truth. All right, it's when their videos start, you can see how carnal it is. It's fucking 10 to 15 minutes of music videos.
Yep.
And then 3 hours of just talking, laughing, joking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 3 hours of lies.
Right.
Bullshit.
Well, in Isaiah 28, it says they have made lies their refuge. You know, so that's what we dealing with. Guys that they're hiding behind, because really it's just a hustle to them. You can see how they present themselves. This is just another come up. You know, maybe they failed in the world and said, "Hey, look at the truth. I can spin this thing." You know what the Lord's going to do to Israelites like that? You remember, you're messing with the Lord's elect. The Lord said you might as well off yourself in the most horrible way. Go drowned.
Yep.
The Lord is not playing, man. And 2025 is coming to an end, and I believe 2026 is going to be a lot of death. Something's going to happen. Something's got to give. You know,
Yeah. 2026 be one of
at
them
the
years.
same time, Esau Edom, he wants to bring in his program, so he's got to amp up the chaos to so-called bring reason for his order, you know. And a lot of you Israelites, you're not speaking about it. You worried about the wrong things, you know.
Superfluity. Yeah, their main thing is superfluity, man. It has nothing to do with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and his message. Well, Yahweh Shai said that it was going to become false prophets around this time. A lot of times we look at the false prophets and you might categorize these Christian churches just as that, but it's a lot of false prophets amongst Israel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the Lord said when this thing goes down, you're going to know who his chosen are. Because you know that you ask the average person and you mention the Israelites, the first thing they're going to assume is that we all speak the same thing. And they look at the biggest group, supposedly physical group being IUIC, and they think we all talk that way. Or they might see ISUPK and they think we all got the microphone with the studs on, just being a nuisance and bothering.
Yo, we had a guy, we had the camp last night. A guy came up and he said, because he said, are y'all like the guys who wear the purple that are usually down the street? I said, no. I said, how many times have you heard us say Yahweh Shai? He said, a lot. I said, how many times did you hear them say Yahweh Shai? He said, not once. I said, how many times did you hear Christ? He said, a whole lot. There's a clear difference. You got English Israelites and then you got Hebrew Israelites. In sincerity and truth, by the way, I should say that, all right? Because that's the key ingredient. Because we're in sincerity and truth, all right? We're not going to let our integrity be compromised.
Yeah, you got these.
Hey, so
I'm sorry, you got this going.
So like it now, just real quick, land backing off Elder Monagun. All right, so I was keying in on your response to that guy. All right, when he asked, so you the same guys, you didn't start talking about no personal attacks. You went into the doctrinal issue, which the main thing is the name, versus when, like you said, they asked about GMS and oh, they do this, they great. Oh, they teach you to do this, they on this doctrine. No, we go into the doctrinal issues, man. The misdirection that you're giving people towards salvation. Okay, outside of when these guys get questioned, like Captain Tazariak, man, he's the main one. Always bringing on the great doctrine. All right, man, let that shit go, man. That song is played out. Okay. But you can't go in and actually prove in the scriptures, okay, the GMS is going off on this point, man. But I just wanted to bring it out to show the level of integrity that we have, man. just in the same spirit and mindset of Paul, man. He was like, hey, man, even though you trying to add bonds to my affliction, all right, hey, Yahweh Shai still being preached. We give credit when it's due, man. But Salaka, you got it.
Yeah, that's right, man. You got these different groups. Again, it's different groups out there. So automatically a person that's unlearned will assume that we just all one, and we're not. Right? We're not. We here at Great Millstone are all one. We speak the same thing. Paul said he wanted us to speak the same thing, right? But you also had to contend with men that crept, like Jews said, that crept in unawares, right, spying out our liberty, and they use it for a cloak of maliciousness, man. So now, not only do we have to worry about preaching the 100% truth, the doctrine, now we got to defend the gospel. Now we got to pause for a second, go to these niggas and correct what they're doing, because what it's going to do is going to put a broad look or scope on everybody. Y'all remember some years ago when that incident happened in Washington, D.C., that was a HOI thing. That had nothing to do. I think it was HOI. I think it was HOI. That was a whole HOI thing. It had nothing to do with us. But what they do, the first thing they do is they broadcast all Israel, all these black Hebrew Israelites. Then they brought some random nigga that don't even do the work on the news to be the spokesman for Israel. Then they show Evil Steve on a thing yelling and cussing at people. We ain't even. Oh, you see all these. It's not the same thing. So what we're differentiated by is what differentiate us from the rest of all the other groups is that what we have 100% truth. That's what it is. That's what separates us. The 100% truth versus those dudes with 80, 90, what just won't do. You got it, Zaquan. El Gianni.
Well, it says a little leaven it the whole lump, and Jake don't understand that that's actually happening. You know what I'm saying? John the Baptist is not in the truth. That's leaven, hoe ass nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Jake all of a sudden reteaching hell the Christian way. Hoe ass nigga, you out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? John the Baptist ain't in the truth. Don't listen to Paul. Don't listen to this person. Don't listen to that person. But we supposed to listen to you?
Heck yeah, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Baba Kashah, Gabar, can you get that evil men that seduce shall wax worse? Because that's what you're seeing.
Yeah,
that's what you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? These niggas getting worse and worse and worse by the day. We was joking last week about how these niggas all got each other phone numbers, and they argue and fuss and fight about who the fuck go off this week.
Yeah.
No, y'all done went off 2 weeks in a row now. Let me get some.
Right.
Nigga, I ain't went off in 3 weeks. You hate me. What the? Whoa. It seems like this is what these niggas is doing. You know what I'm saying? Because they are of their father the devil. They took that bag, even though we can't prove it. That's what I'm saying. I don't need to count your motherfucking money to say that you are sold out, bitch ass nigga.
Yeah. You doing what a sold out nigga would do.
Yeah. Everything.
Every time you hit record, you erase all doubt.
Man. And if you didn't get a bag for going the fuck off, then that shows you really through. Because now you just being a nigga. You just beyond being a sellout, a person that lacks integrity, you just purposely spreading misinformation. Because either you don't know or you don't want to know.
Yep, because the way these Israelite groups going off, it look like Esau got money to blow.
Yeah, he opened up the treasury. And this is 2 Timothy 3:13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse. Matter of fact,
NLT that thing.
Con. Yeah, this is
another precept for you after that.
Consequent. In first KJV, 2 Timothy 3:13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Now, didn't it tell you it tells you in the Apocrypha that it's the wicked men found amongst Israel? You see? And you got with 2/3 of Israel scheduled to be cut off and die, you got a lot of wicked niggas. And these wicked niggas got on fringes, they got YouTube pages, they got congregations, they got followers, and they full of fucking shit.
Yep. On the NLT, it says, but evil people and imposters will flourish. They will deceive others.
That word imposter is key, because you got prophets, those friends of the Lord, and then you got false prophets. All these other niggas. Go ahead.
Yep. But evil people and imposters will flourish, they will deceive others and will themselves be deceived. And you see that. You look at these
the scriptures talk about the Lord choosing a nigga's delusion.
Yeah.
Bro, all these Israelite groups, they think they in the truth. Sorry, I think he telling the truth with that bullshit. Genesis, think they telling the truth with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Damn, think they telling the truth with that bull. You niggas flying from country to country to tell people that the Lord's name don't matter.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Crazy.
Yeah. Creating a tenfold child of hell. Worse than yourself, man. Now you got this nigga stuck in the island of Yatu talking about the Most High Christ blessed with a purple shirt on. Like, nah, nigga, you through with that. You know, but you got this, Aquan.
Yeah, you really got your ass on the plane and flew to a whole nother country to go lie and condemn them. Y'all, we here to fuck up your salvation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but this Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 7, starting at verse 4. It says, "Seek not of the Lord preeminence, neither the king the seat of honor." Preeminence is like it's superiority, man. All these guys are trying to fill their own belly. They're not focused on doing the work of the Lord the right way. They're not focused on singing the song the proper way. Okay, they focus on all the different gimmicks that they have are showing. All right, that they're willing to go to the extreme gimmicks they're willing to use to gain in the flesh, man. All right, either it's gaining attention, followers, all right, money. Okay, they're all trying to put themselves on the level instead of we supposed to be exalting Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai through our teachings at all times, man. Okay, but reading on, you about to say something?
Aquan, I just want to read that first in the GNT.
You got it.
It says, "Don't ask the Lord for a place of honor or ask the king for an important position." Yeah.
Hey, but
that's just like when James and John was asking, "Can we sit on the right hand and sit on the left?" Yahweh Shai was like, "Slow down, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't even give you that if I wanted to." You know what I'm saying?
I think it was their mother that asked that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Salakia. Yeah, but he like first of all, they gonna be focused on the word. They got a cup that they about to have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So slow down with the stunting. Go ahead.
Stunting too much. Get you robbed. Verse 5. You want to read it in the GNT?
Yeah. I was going. Oh, you didn't read verse. Oh, you want me to read verse 5 in the GNT? It says verse 4 because I know we did it. You can finish reading it in NLT, and I'll go to the so you can have context.
Sirach 7 and 5. It says, "Justify not thyself before the Lord, and boast not of thy wisdom before the king." Go ahead.
In the GNT, it says in verse 4 and 5, "Don't ask the Lord for a place of honor or ask the king for an important position. Don't try to convince the Lord that you are righteous or make a show of your wisdom before the king."
Man, that's why these guys are going to get condemned, man, because you putting yourself in a position, all right, that's too high for you, man. Okay, like what captures are, you keep fucking cuddle. You the perfect example, man. You could have stayed learning from Great Millstone, continue to get built up, man. Okay, like he tried to profess on how they get down at the practical school of. Now I don't even fucking finish that shit, but
Real nigga university. Right. How they get done in real nigga
university. Real nigga university, man. How they go through, you pass the test, and okay, depending on how much you learn, how fast you learn, is how you get elevated. Well, you didn't have that patience. You didn't want to get brought up the right way. You took what you learned from men of Great Millstone, and then you ran with it to go try to build something under a different banner, man. All right, now you putting yourself out there as this great, eloquent speaker. You the top debater. You the top everything, man. Well, the Lord's getting ready to fuck you up, man, because you're constantly going off, man.
The Lord took away the little that he had.
Real quick, this is the book of Zechariah chapter 13, verse 4. "And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophet shall be ashamed every one of his vision when he have prophesied, neither shall they wear rough garments to deceive. You know, and you got a lot of guys wearing these garments basically to deceive many people. Right?
That's what I'm saying. I would say Jake got on a 20-pound garment and that motherfucker empty.
Yeah.
They got a 20-pound garment on and don't know shit.
Yeah, walking around with a weight vest on.
Hell no.
Yeah, you got these guys. That's what they are. With the deceiving, and they're deceiving many, and they're deceiving themselves. Because the reason why a lot of these guys, when they come to Great Millstone, they realize that it's not about Great Millstone. It's not about self-grandizement, right? It's all about Yahweh B'Shem Shai. We're constantly pushing that. We don't have no frills. We don't have no gimmicks. We don't have no schemes. We just telling you the truth. And that stems from the way our apostles and our elders taught us the right way. When you look at Yahweh Shai and his ministry, it was the same exact way. It wasn't no frills. It wasn't no gimmicks. Even when the apostles started doing the works that Yahweh Shai did and greater, even when he started doing that, they told the people, this is not a gimmick. It's not magic. This is not no something you can buy. It came from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and it was all genuine. It was a sincere movement. And a lot of guys, that to them, that's a problem. You look at when Sakari was with us. It wasn't called Sakari back then. It was Alazar and Big Head Hakah. It was them niggas. When they just had these garments on like that, they didn't like that, right? Alazar had to take the hat off, so that big ass head and ponytail was showing. So he was like, "Nah, this ain't the move." So they already wanted to be something greater than what they were. They already were. They didn't see that their lowly position was a greater position than being, magnified in the world. So what they do, they left and they try to do things their own way. And at first they were thriving. Alazar was moving up because he was well studied in the scriptures, but he got that from learning from the apostles and the elders and the brothers over here in LA. So long story short, when that wasn't enough for them, they left and they wanted to be something else. So then it became about them and not the ministry. When you look at Tazaria, I wasn't privy to those meetings that they had, but those men were given an honest, the apostles, the bishop elders, the elders and Dallas was given a honest report. They said that this dude was sitting here on the phone in these councils talking about the word, and the thing that he got frustrated was the women. He couldn't get his mind off that women were not of importance over here in Great Millstone. So he went over there to Tazaria, to ISUPK, and that's what it became about. You see, it's not about the ministry. With these guys, it's not about Yahweh B'Shem Shai.
He didn't value Sophia.
No, they didn't value her at all.
I want to say, did General Yohana fall out the truth?
Yeah, he actually did.
Cause we ain't seen this nigga since he told everybody to take the jab.
Right.
Yeah, he pops.
Where's this nigga at?
He pops in and out. He pops in and out on his live show. I think he got. What is it called? ISUBK from the basement or radio. I forget some shit that they got where it's his show. But see, that's the thing. They pop up for these major events. They don't pop out regularly. You're not going to see them regularly. You're going to see their minions.
Even the minions, they got to go to Esau to speak. They don't go out and speak unless they get their permit cleared.
Yeah.
So they go to Esau, Edom to get their right to speak.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
That's a damn shame.
That's a shame.
Well, because they're guided by Esau's system. The 501c3 charter. They busy during the week. They busy doing these handing out sandwiches and rehabilitation centers and shit, or the prisons and shit. That's what they're involved. That has more precedence than his word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a couple of precepts.
You got it, brother.
Okay. First one, I want to get Matthew 7:15. Then I'm gonna go Judith 8:14, and then 1 John 4:1. Matthew 7:15. All right. It says, we know this one all familiar, but I want to tie something in on the end here. It says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Now, someone who's a good actor, you're not going to be able to tell if they're in acting mode or they're being sincere. So that's why Yahushua told us to beware of false prophets, because there's a lot more false prophets than there are true prophets.
Yeah.
All right. In the truth and outside the truth. Now it said, now inwardly they are ravening wolves, which means you're not going to know until the last minute, until that sheep's garment gets snagged on something, or a gust of wind comes by. You know what I'm saying? Or the wolf gets hungry. Gets hungry enough, and going, the hell with this sheep's clothing. It's time to devour. Right now, it said inwardly they are ravening wolves. Now we can go to Judith 8:14. Judith 8:14. I want to make the point is in the very first line, but I'll read the whole thing. It says, "For ye cannot find the depth of the heart of man, neither can ye perceive the things that he thinketh. Then how can you search out the Most High that have made all things, and know his mind, or comprehend his purpose? Nay, my brethren, provoke not the Lord to anger." So we usually use to say, hey, you asking some questions that you just shouldn't be asking. But the first line holds weight to what we're talking about. For ye cannot find the depth of the heart of man. So we don't even know how psyche works. You got these people, licensed psychiatrists and all this stuff. They don't know what the hell is going on. A lot of it is just spirits, right? So we have to be discerners of spirits. Those that are sincere. Well, the elect are going to get plucked out of all this stuff anyways. But the majority of people, they don't understand how people's minds work in relation to the scriptures trying to bring it out. They just think everybody, oh, you believe in the Bible? That's good. We have the same God.
Yeah, that's not the
no,
case.
It don't work like that. That's why if we can go to 1 John 4 now, it's very important that we talked about that vetting process. You got to try these spirits.
I'm sorry, 1 John 4?
Yeah, 1 John 4 and 1.
You got it.
It's important, all right? 1 John 4:1, it says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit." Why? Because some spirit's going to be dressed up as sheep, but it's a wolf on the inside. So what do you got to do? But try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High, Yahweh, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And I tell you what, right here, we're going to say it proudly, we're going to say it. You can try these spirits by using our doctrine. If you're sincere and you believe in these other groups, say, well, Great Millstone's saying this, and it sounds right. Answer the question. Bring out the scriptures and show me that they're wrong. And you're going to see the wolf coming.
But they be raping people all the time. Shut the fuck up, faggot. That's what I'm saying. Get out of here.
That's them fangs.
I got one real quick for you, Zaquan. This is Jeremiah 17:9. It says, "The heart is deceitful above all things,
and that was the spirit.
Wicked."
And that was the spirit. I had it on deck right here.
Who can know it?
Yeah.
See? So when you're examining yourself, you got to make sure that there ain't a demon on you. So to have to deal with other people, that's what I'm saying. Like Elder Monaghan said, try the spirit by the doctrine. It's the only way. It's the only way.
It's the litmus test. It's the litmus test for any group out there, right? When if they buck up at certain things, then you already know, hey, the spirit ain't dealing with this guy. And that's
like all the people that get sifted, all the people that's come and gone. That's what I'm saying. We heard the same doctrine.
Yeah.
We heard the same doctrine. In Hebrews, what's that? Hebrews 4 say, they heard the same doctrine that we heard, but it wasn't mixed with faith. If the Lord didn't give you that gift of faith pursuant to Ephesians 2, then you ain't got it.
And that's the key. That's something else that these other groups don't talk about. They don't talk about two things that I noticed. One is what the elder just said was faith. The gift of faith is extremely important, right? It's the glue that holds this whole thing of ours together, right? And the second thing is about the elect. They never talk about the elect. If they're just talking about the vast majority of Israel, you already know that they ain't coming with the right doctrine, right? Because that's a part of this litmus test. We talking about the elect. It's exclusivity. It's not inclusivity. It's exclusive, right? And you have to make that known. And once you start talking those two things, faith and exclusivity, you're going to see them start cringing. And then they're going to start hitting, like Elder Yagadal just said earlier, they're going to start using ad hominem attacks. Oh, you're a rapist, all this. No proof. You just call somebody a rapist out of nowhere, right? So that's designed to invoke an emotional response.
Right.
In this truth, we're not dealing with emotion. It's about logic and most importantly, spiritual. You got to
Yeah. Wait, when the fuck we got time to go to work, deal with our immediate families and shit and responsibility, throw up all these lessons every day. Then we got time to go out and great people in the middle of the night and get up for work on time.
catch hell too. You got to remember you catching hell. Why you doing all of this?
None of these rapes are recorded, reported, none of that.
Because we put on a shiesty mask and we run outside and attack people all night.
So that's their so-called get out of jail free card.
Is it get out of jail free card?
But that's what I'm saying. Those that are sincere, that's what I'm saying, bro. Come on now, you know we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't give a damn about you calling me that. I know I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? But my job is to teach this word. That's what I'm saying. You lying when you call us all these different names, but we telling the truth when we telling you that you going off in the scriptures. That's all we care about.
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't have to hear none of that shit about Alizar to know he was going off in the scriptures.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
We already knew that back then.
Yeah, it's all about the doctrine. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff will come out, whatever. But as far as the doctrine is concerned, that's all we worried about. I don't give a fuck what you do when the camera ain't on.
The peg that knocked him over was him talking about we got to be here another 1,000 years. Once that got exposed, it was like it was just the Jenga set just fell to the ground. Now
you would think that all Israel saw that, so Jake would watch how they moving. They doubling down, they tripling down on their wickedness. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord gave y'all a taste what a false prophet looked like and the judgment. That's what, bro, his judgment still ain't been physical yet. He still got to worry about a physical fucking judgment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you seeing all these other, bro, you clearly been proven wrong that John the Baptist is a man of the Lord, bro. And they doubling down.
Yeah, and it's crazy because again, you start to see what they're doing is they're attacking the word of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. And when you attack the word of Yahweh, prophecy, that's right, they're attacking prophecy, the word of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. When you do that, now you're made a mark. Now we want everything else that's behind you gets exposed. You look at these guys like General Mayhem, that nigga, he the one that came up, kick-started the whole John the Baptist fell out of the truth. Then he said he was a piece of fish, passed the hot sauce. You start seeing the folly start coming out of this nigga. And then when you start scrutinizing his videos, you realize that the spirit of the Lord ain't on this nigga. He's an alcoholic. He low-key is a closeted homosexual. You can see them in spirit and the way he talks, his mannerisms, right? This is what I believe. Now I ain't accusing him. I'm just telling you what I see on his spirit, right? Because now that you don't have the truth to contend with, doctrine is not something that you contend with. It's just all bullshit. It start to come out like, oh, this dude ain't a man of the Lord. He ain't really about to say about. And I got a picture, a short video. I ain't gonna play it, but they were at their last Passover, and at their Passover, they actually called on the name of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. He was the only one that was standing in line that wasn't doing it. And when he was standing there, he was holding up the Vesica Pisces. He was not saying the name. Yeah, he wasn't saying the name of the Lord. He was hold on real quick. This is right here. I believe this is it right here. I took a screenshot. Yeah, I took a screenshot of this dude, and he just standing there looking crazy. And I was like, what the hell? And I noticed, and I was like, yeah, this dude, he ain't right. Something ain't right about this guy, man. And again, when they don't have the mask or the veneer of the sheep on them, now that wolf is exposed. Now we starting to see his teeth. We starting to see his mange, all that other shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got his Quan.
Oh, no, I wasn't saying nothing. It's a lot.
Yeah, that's all I had. I ain't had nothing else.
Con, I was holding Colossians.
I also, yeah, we can get that, Salaki. I also wanted to mention Captain Tazariak said something about John the Baptist. That's an opinion. I want to address that before we get off of her too. But go ahead, Baba Kasha.
Yeah, I had Colossians 1 and 18. As I was thinking about the scripture and I was holding it in the spirit, the Elder Yagadah brought out the precept about preeminence in the Apocrypha. So I want to read this. This is Paul's letter to the Israelites scattered in Colossae, the first chapter, 18th verse. It says, and he is the head, talking about Yahushai, and he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. All right, so he's the head. All right, people, everybody, like that guy that came up to y'all camp, he was fixated on rank in order, and you understand rank. Like, do you understand Yahushai? Do you understand that the man that you're following, he basically thinks he's Yahushua? Go ahead,
Yeah, this real quick. This is the picture that I was talking about. This is from the Passover. It was ISUPK Passover, and I took a screenshot of the video, and they were saying the name of the Heavenly Father, and this dude had his eyes closed, and you see his hands, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so nigga ain't right. He ain't right. He's sleeping standing up. That nigga sleep standing up. And he's an alcoholic. He's a low-key alcoholic, but you got this going.
No, that was it. I just wanted to bring that one precept out just to put that energy out there that Yahweh Shah is supposed to be in the forefront of everything that we do. When our videos start, you hear all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. You don't hear nothing else.
Nope.
When these videos start, a damn bomb drops, a meteor's flying through the sky, and Nate appears. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bricks and walls start falling down.
I was saying, then you got the flip side to where you got these guys that know the name of the Lord. They say the name at the beginning of the video. They say the name at the end of the video, but everything in between is all about them. You know what I'm saying? So you got those that's using the Lord's name in vain. They give what's that precept to say they lips, they honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. You know what I'm saying? We seeing that play out. We can't sit on this info, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then Captain Tazariak talking about John the Baptist not being falling out the truth. That's an opinion. That's a fucking lie, nigga. That's what I'm saying. Yahushua said it. Goof ass boy. We supposed to listen to Captain Tazariak over Yahushua? Nigga, you stupid.
Yeah, it's not a fucking opinion.
Check this out, man. This is 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20. It says, knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is a private interpretation. So I don't give a fuck about your opinion. John the Baptist is a man of the Lord, because first of all, because Yahushua willed it. I mean, Yahweh willed it. Yahushua doubled down. It ain't no two other greater witnesses than that. Fuck you.
Right.
Where it is. And Peter also said that we have a more sure word of prophecy. When have you seen Captain Tazariak prophesy anything? When have you seen Nate prophesy anything? When have you seen General Yohana prophesy anything? They telling you what the fuck they gonna do.
Yeah.
In the name of Christ. Nah, fam. Every time you cut that record button, now we gonna be right fucking there through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. You got it.
Yeah, man. It's all about Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We're not trying to get our preeminence on this side. We get ours after Yahweh Shai gets his glory. Right? We're here to send out a message from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Like Malcolm X said, we're here to give a message right down to earth, right to you, right? And that point is there. It's not about the messenger. Is not when you even look at the postman. The postman works for the United States government, but when the postman come to your house, he or she is not pushing themselves. Oh yeah, I'm delivering the mail. It's me, the postman. No, they dare to deliver the mail and they move on.
Yeah, it's a post office.
That's it. They don't even do that. They just be like, yo, here you go, the mail, and they move. You don't even hear them. You can't get mad at the post. You got niggas that get mad at the post office man because they check ain't come on time. And you whipping his ass. He's like, nigga, I don't control that. Nigga, I'm just here to drop the mail off. He's running from these niggas. You know? He's trying to get away from these niggas, getting his, you know what I mean, running from a dog and shit. He don't know what the fuck's going on. You know,
Hey.
we're just the messengers, man.
It's lucky as a corny. My laptop's about to die. I got like 5% left.
Nah, man, I got to check too, bro. I get two, man. So it's a lot.
I don't mean to cut it.
Oh no, I mean, we made the point, man. Jake bugging out. You know, the closer we get to the prophecies coming to pass, man. Jake trying to cushion the blow. They soft. I would say the Lord put a soft spirit on 2/3 of the nation of Israel, and most of them niggas got on fringes and got congregations. But it is what it is. Come on, we can finish with that.
This is Sirach chapter 3 and verse 23 to 24. It says, "Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand." And that's one thing you hear amongst great Millstone. We talk about the milk of the scriptures. Just with the milk alone, all right, we have surpassed, all right, your historians, man, your top philosophers, all of the renowned men of knowledge in Babylon. All right, we can kill them with the milk alone, man. We don't need to get extra deep, man. We don't need to start coming up with nothing new. All right, we got the form layup, man. It makes 2 points every time perfectly. All right. Verse 24, it says, "For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment." And this is what we're witnessing, man. All right, just like that nigga try to say it's an opinion. Well, nigga, everything you coming out with is a vain opinion. Okay, and it's throwing your judgment off, man, because you got an evil suspicion, and you only doing it because of what we teach through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. So you trying to come up with this one little thing to trump GMS. No, you trying to trump Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. But that's it.
Hey, Lord willing, that was edifying. You know, with that, we want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and that great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the I can teach about the mind while I'm that's in sincerity and truth. Shalom.
Hey, shalom. Hey, shalom, Zaquan. How about you, Shalom, brothers.
Shalom.